What is going on, everyone? We have the draft on Thursday, and it's funny because as Sixers fans, there was a long period of time where this is what we were looking for. Even when the season started in October, this is what we were looking for. We were looking for the next guy, the guy that will change the franchise, the guy that will essentially end the tank. But now it's different. We're sitting at the 24th pick. We have some early second round picks as well, and what can we get? What can we go after and select that will help this team in a role player's mentality? That's pretty much what we're drafting for now. And I've seen reports on some people and some mock drafts, and listen, this is what it is. When you're drafting that late, you really just don't know what can potentially fall to you and what is going to happen at 24. You just don't know because there's so many possibilities from 1 through 23 that can happen. It's so hard to do. But I did take a look at some of the mock drafts to get a sense on what we're sort of looking towards. And there's one thing that I want first. One thing, and I want someone who can score the basketball. I see all these reports on there's some guys that might be available that are prospecty and they play great defense, but their one flaw is they can't shoot very well. Get those guys out of here. We're done with that. We're done with good guys that can't shoot. I mean, really, we need someone who can score the basketball. I love the approach of maybe going after someone who is a little bit older, a little bit more mature, played a couple more years in college, because their maturity level is higher than, say, a freshman, and they're just more ready to go. You can throw them into the fire a little bit more because they're older, their body is more mature, and obviously I'm not going to say that they're perfectly ready for the NBA, but they're more built and more mentally ready than, say, someone coming out of college after one season. I like the approach of going after, say, a junior or an older player that played college hoops for a couple years. So the biggest guy, though, the biggest guy that I want is Carson Edwards. That's the best guy if I could choose. And I know he's 6'1", so he's a little bit on the smaller side, which can take a lot out of you at the NBA level. I know as Sixers fans, we all scream about Allen Iverson, but that's not normal, okay? And it takes a lot out of you to be about 6 foot, 6'1", and for you to have to produce at the NBA level. Now, the good thing is, you could take a look around the league, say Isaiah Thomas, and he did it, but then he fell off due to, some would say fatigue or whatever the case may be. But we won't need Carson Edwards to play a game like Isaiah Thomas. We don't need Carson Edwards for 40 minutes. We just need a nice roll out of him, come off the bench, shoot for 20 minutes, and that's what we need him for. So the 6 foot thing maybe won't come into the same effect as some other 6 foot guys around the league that you see play for only such a short amount of time before somewhat dipping off, because it's hard to do. I mean, you're going up against, I was thinking about it, you're 6 foot, right? And I'm like 5'11". I'm sitting there and I'm in the corner shooting at the park with my boys. And then you put myself in an NBA game and it's, oh wow, that's Joel Embiid down in the low block. Oh wow, that's Dwight Howard. That's, these big guys. That's Ben Simmons, my other guard who's 6'10". The length is insane, and it does. It takes a lot out of you to be able to produce at that size. But I do want Carson Edwards. I'm not knocking him due to it, because I don't think his role is going to be so lethal that it will take a monstrous toll on his body. I think for a bench guy coming off and scoring, he will be able to produce, and he's very effective. I would go for him. And I also like Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson from UNC. He's another player. And how about this for his stats? My man shot, where's he at here? 45.7% from 3 last year. I mean, that's absurd. That is literally absurd. He averaged 17 points per game, about 2.5 assists, about 6 rebounds per game. He's got a great style of play. He can defend at the perimeter. He can defend. He adds that with his game. So, I mean, a 3-and-D guy, well, how about it? I like that. I would love that. A lot of people assume that we might be going with that backup center role. I'm okay to look towards that backup center role, but I want to grab a shooter first. That's how my mind works. We need scoring. I know we need a backup center. I know we do, and I see names out there. I really do. Where's the one? Daniel Gafford, Arkansas. 17 points per game, about 9 rebounds per game. Nice big guy. Everyone screaming, Taco Fall, look how big he is. Boban Marjanovic was big too. Couldn't move. Feet like cement. That's what Taco Fall is. And listen, Taco Fall, late, second round, take a flyer. Okay, that's different. But I need to go out and get someone for real. So where are my two needs? Someone who can shoot. Someone who can shoot. I'm telling you, if we take someone, a prospecty guy who has a lot of upside, but his flaws, he can't shoot. I don't want that crap. There's some names I see and I don't want. And, you know, I respect Villanova. I respect their program over there. I don't want Pascal. I don't want him. There's another guy out there, Grant Williams. Now, he's a defender from Tennessee. I think he can somewhat be productive in this league. I'm just not looking towards that right now, okay? And Washington, I'm not picking anyone from Washington just because of the Markelle Fultz thing. That might sound ridiculous. I'm not picking anyone from Washington. No one plays basketball at Washington. I believe the kid's name is Martise Thybulle. I want him. No. I will not take anyone from Washington. Seriously. I'm not even kidding. And this is solely on the fact of Markelle Fultz. I'm just not doing it. I don't trust their program. I really don't trust the Pac-12. There's some other players that I see, a young guard from ASU that the Sixers have as a possibility. Lugans Dort is his name, and Terrence Davis, an Ole Miss guard. I see some other names thrown out there, even though that's the SEC. There was another Pac-12 guy that I saw. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but I can't process who exactly that was off the top of my head. The guard from Gonzaga was another name that I saw, and I trust that program. But all around, if you ask me, Broach, who are you looking for? Carson Edwards is a name. Cam Johnson is a name. I don't know if they're going to be there around 24. We're going to have to kind of wait. I want a backup center, but my first priority is someone who can score the basketball, who can shoot the basketball, coming off the bench. That's what we're looking for. That's what we need. And don't even get into my comments saying, well, that's what Landry Shamet was. We shouldn't have gave up Landry Shamet. You can find another Landry Shamet. You just can. You can find another Landry Shamet. It's about hitting on those guys, though. There's going to be guys in this draft who can provide that. We just need to be able to select them. We need to be able to tell, okay, this guy's got it. This guy has it. We need to have the ability to actually select these players that can go out there and perform. We're not talking 40 minutes a night knocking down shots. Kyle Korver, elite. We don't need that. We need someone who can produce 20 minutes coming off the bench and doesn't hurt you. That's what we're looking for. A nice player. You can find another Landry Shamet. I promise you. I do that trade a million times out of a million times. And then, I know, I've been hearing it now for pretty much the last couple of days, knowing that the NBA draft is coming up. Landry Shamet. What if we lose Tobias and Jimmy? Oh, stop. Driving yourself crazy. Then the Jimmy Butler thing happens. He puts up an Instagram thing where he moves in slow motion and looks back at the camera talking about when you see someone signing with someone else. He's trolling. The guy trolls. It's funny. He's trolling. Why dive into all this stuff? Why? Why put yourself through it? Just wait and see what happens. There's no reason. There's none. He's having fun with it if you haven't noticed. It's sort of like when Bryce Harper was commenting back at Reese Hoskins during the whole Bryce Harper sweepstakes. If he wants to go to the Lakers and take that much of a pay cut, God bless him. At the end of the day, we got that money. The only way I will be disgusted with the Sixers if they don't re-sign him is if we find out they don't offer him the max to try and, save a couple bucks. Then it comes on the Sixers. But if you give him the full max and you give him $50 million more than everyone else and he takes a pay cut and goes to LA, then there's nothing he can do. So just wait and see what happens. And I know that Jimmy Butler post got people fired up. And the fact that he declined his player option. Everyone declines their player option. That's the point, so they can get paid. That's part of it. He was declining his player option. We knew that 7 months ago. It's part of the process of getting paid the Supermax. It doesn't mean anything with not returning to the Sixers or not. I just get fired up hearing fans overthink things, overvalue things. Oh, we got a house here and all his posts. And just stop! Just stop! Wait. You'll drive yourself nuts. So let me know your thoughts down below on the draft. Ty Jerome is another name out there that I see from Virginia. He averaged 13.6 points per game, 4.2 rebounds, 5.5 assists, shoots around 40% from three. That's another name. He can score the basketball. He can stroke it. So that's another name that's out there. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. So let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.